Have you ever sent a text to the wrong number? It's usually just an awkward, oops, sorry, and that's the end of it. But what if that wrong number belonged to a reclusive millionaire CEO, and that one mistaken text turned your entire life upside down? That's exactly what happened to Amelia. Amelia was just trying to text her best friend about her latest dating disaster. She was venting, being her usual sarcastic, funny self, not holding anything back. She typed out this long, dramatic message about how she was destined to be single forever, surrounded by a dozen cats. She hit send, threw her phone on the couch, and went to grab some ice cream. A few minutes later, her phone buzzed. She expected a reply from her friend, probably a laughing emoji. But the reply wasn't what she expected at all. It just said, "I don't think this was meant for me. But for what it's worth, I think you sound interesting." Amelia's heart skipped a beat. Wrong number. How embarrassing. She quickly typed back an apology, explaining the mix-up. But the mysterious stranger replied again, this time with a witty comment that actually made her laugh. Curiosity got the better of her. Who was this person? They started texting back and forth, just simple, fun conversations. He was intelligent, had a dry sense of humor that matched hers perfectly, and he was surprisingly easy to talk to. They talked about books, movies, dreams, and fears. For the first time in a long time, Amelia felt a real connection. There was just one problem. He was a total mystery. He never talked about his job, his last name, or anything too personal. He was just Alex. Weeks turned into a month, and their daily texts became the highlight of Amelia's day. She found herself checking her phone constantly, a silly grin on her face whenever she saw a message from Alex. Her friends were teasing her about her mystery man, but Amelia didn't care. She was falling and falling hard. Finally, Alex suggested they meet in person. Amelia was both terrified and thrilled. What if the chemistry they had over text didn't translate to real life? What if he looked nothing like the charming person she'd imagined? She sat by the window, watching every person who walked in. Then a sleek black car pulled up, and a man in a perfectly tailored suit stepped out. Amelia almost choked on her coffee. He was impossibly handsome, with a commanding presence that made everyone turn to look. He scanned the coffee shop and his eyes landed on her. He smiled, a small, tentative smile, and walked straight to her table. "Amelia?" he asked, his voice the same one she'd imagined from his texts. "I'm Alex." Amelia's brain short-circuited. This was Alex? The man from the wrong number texts? He looked like he'd just stepped off the cover of a business magazine. As they talked, the truth slowly came out. Alex was actually Alexander Sterling, the notoriously private CEO of Sterling Industries, one of the biggest tech companies in the world. He was known for being a ruthless genius in the boardroom and completely invisible to the public. He explained that her accidental text was the most genuine, unfiltered thing he'd experienced in years. In his world, everyone wanted something from him. But Amelia didn't know who he was. She just liked him for him. Their coffee date turned into dinner. And dinner turned into a whirlwind romance. Alexander Sterling, the Millionaire CEO, was completely smitten with Amelia, the quirky, down-to-earth woman who had accidentally texted him. He showed her a world she'd only ever dreamed of: exclusive galas, private jets, and breathtaking vacations. But the best moments were the quiet ones, cooking dinner together in his massive, empty kitchen, or just talking for hours the same way they did over text. Of course, it wasn't a complete fairy tale. Dating a billionaire came with its own set of challenges. The media went into a frenzy. Paparazzi followed them everywhere. Suddenly, Amelia's entire life was under a microscope. Vicious headlines called her a gold digger, and Alexander's high society circle looked down on her. There were moments when the pressure felt like too much, when she doubted if she belonged in his world. She missed her simple, anonymous life. One evening, after a particularly nasty article was published, Amelia broke down. She told Alexander she couldn't do it anymore. She loved him, but she was losing herself in the chaos of his life. Alexander listened, his expression pained. He told her that before she came into his life, he was just a CEO. He was rich, successful, but he was lonely. She had reminded him what it felt like to just be Alex again. He said he would give it all up in a heartbeat for her. He wasn't asking her to fit into his world. He wanted to build a new world with her. And in that moment, Amelia knew. It wasn't about the money or the fame. It was about the man who saw her, truly saw her, from a single mistaken text. It was about the connection they shared, a connection so strong it could withstand any storm. They weren't a CEO and an ordinary girl. They were just Alex and Amelia. And their love story, which started with a wrong number, was just beginning. It just goes to show you that sometimes the biggest mistakes can lead to the most beautiful destinations. What do you think? Could a love story like this really happen? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this one. See you next time.